All right, so welcome back, guys, once again to this Oracle Identity Federation and Internet Directory installation series. So in this particular series, I believe so far we have configured or installed and configured the Oracle Identity Federation on Oracle Internet Directory, right? So I don't want to repeat the same steps. So probably as part of the installation series, as part of the installation steps, we would have started with installing the database and all that. Then we loaded the schemas and installed the WebLogic domain and stuff, right? So we have come to the stage wherein we have configured Oracle Identity Federation and Internet Directory. So just in the previous video, we kind of validated, creating the user federation store. I believe you are all able to see my screen. So this is the admin console and identity federation, right? So uh, if you go to this OIF and then if you just click on the administration and identity, right? So probably I would first go to the data store, right? So this is where we yesterday we kind of configured this data store. As I was mentioning that you need to be filling all the details, and then you need to give the appropriate port number. Okay, and the repository data has to be adapt and base DN and all that. You will be given. Of course, the password window will also be there. Password field will also be there. Like if you just click on this, like say, I'm just giving you one more example here. So yeah. So the other records, like the other fields are like you'll be giving the user ID attribute, user description attribute, person object class and stuff, right? So once we did that, I think after that we went to the Oracle Directory Services Manager, right? Like so after this, if you connect with the CM equal to warseal admin password, right? You'll be able to see the home page, the data browser, right? And then you just expand the DC equal to the tree, and then in the users, if you want to create any new user, you can create a user. I just showed you just the high level step, like how to create a user similar to ORCL admin, right? So this is what we did yesterday in our video and a previous video. And after that, when you once come back to this, the what do you call it, like once you go to the administration identities, uh, you should be able to see, like once you click on search, and I hope there should not be any error now. Yeah, so you should be seeing this user, whatever we created in OID, right? So far this is where we are right now. So in this step, we try to see, like what is the identity federation, right? Like and and then I just wanted to quickly talk about something like the transient federation and lambda federation. So just as a quick introduction, right? So I hope I just wanted to quickly talk about this a brief basic definition of Oracle Identity Federation. See, Oracle Identity Federation basically it's a product from Oracle wherein it would enable us to implement the identity federation. So what is meant by identity federation, right? So I'll give you some small example. I think I managed to prepare a very basic diagram. I'm not very good at drawing with the paint, so please excuse me, guys. So I just wanted to show you a quick example and explain this, right? So see, supposing we consider some fictitious company by name My APC Corp, okay, and there is all the users of that particular company, okay, all the users, they just consider, like they have some application to a web-based application, right? And that is actually running on a separate server in a totally a different company, okay? So that particular company you can just consider as like the other company can be considered like an XYZ travel insurance company or travel company, okay, which manages the travel related insurance policies and all that for the APC Corp employees, okay, companies employees, APC Corp company employees. Now, so supposing say as I said, like the users or the employees from APC Corp, employees, they are trying to access this web-based application. Now, since these two companies are totally two different entities or companies altogether, right? Their security boundary is also totally different. So So whenever there is a kind of these kind of applications are being accessed from the users from different domain, right? So there has to be some kind of trust that needs to get established. So when it is outside the security domain of one company, right? Then there will be this trust. So this kind of trust would be getting established, okay, and this product that implements that or governs that behavior is the identity federation product, okay. So you have ADFS and so on, okay, from Active Direct, Microsoft ADFS and Okta and so on, right? So right now we are talking only about Oracle Identity Federation. So also, if you see in this particular diagram, you have the two entities. One would always be acting as an identity provider. IDP stands for identity provider, and the other one would be kind of acting as a service provider. Okay, it's called a SP. So here in our example, I can just say like our my ABC corp company would be acting as a identity provider, and the other company XYZ travel insurance company would be acting as a service provider. Okay, so always this Oracle Identity Federation establishes the trust based on some X.509 certificate. So there will be some back and forth communication happening or passing of these certificates, okay, via some XML files to identify which systems to trust and so on. Okay, so once you trust something, a partner system, they call it like partner system. Okay, it can be configured either a service provider or identity provider, or it can be a one partner can be acting as both identity provider and a service provider. Okay, but in this very basic example, we are going to see my ABC Corp company system as identity provider, and the other one is XYZ Travel Insurance Company as a service provider. So right now, if you see here, even the one that we have so far installed, right? All this, I'm just making all this just show only from the identity provider point of view, okay? Because ideally I need to be following all the steps right from the start, like installing the database and all that till installing and configuring the the service provider. Till the step of installing and configuring the Oracle Identity Federation. So I need to have two separate systems, running parallelly, okay, with the same configuration, with a similar configuration, I would say, okay. So that's why if you see here, I've given a domain name, something like an IDP, just to identify, as I was mentioning when we were installing it, right? Unfortunately, due to some my laptop RAM capability, okay, and this VirtualBox I've allocated only 8 GB RAM, and I'm not able to really run one more mission to show it as a service provider. Okay, so please excuse me, guys, on that. So, but just so that's why I'm just explaining to you. But in an ideal scenario, okay, you will have two separate systems. One will be acting as an identity provider, and the other one as a service provider. Okay, so I hope that's a quick back end or background information about what we are doing and okay why we are doing. Okay. So, and we also need to talk about something called the Transient Federation and map the federation. Okay, maybe I can just put it in the form of notepad, notes in the form of notepad here. Yeah, yeah. So one is the Transient Federation, and then other one is the map the federation. Okay. So ideally, when the federation is actually a single way, okay, it's a kind of a transient federation. Whereas when there is a two-way kind of trust that is getting established, right? Like then it is we call it as a a mapped federation. So ideally, for example, say let's say like if you consider this example, say there is one user, okay, in the name David, okay, from my ABC Corp, okay. So if he's trying to access this XYZ travel insurance company's web application, okay, so ideally, he will be present only in this directory of my ABC Corp company, okay. So basically, what we'll do is like let's say like David is a valid user, okay, and this company, travel insurance company, my XYZ travel insurance company is basically trusting him. If he's if he's just if the company blindly trust him, and then it will be just a one way kind of trust getting established. Then it's called a transient federation. Okay, but in an ideal in a different scenario, okay, sometimes users need to exist on both the directories of both the companies, like my ABC Corp directory as well as my XYZ travel insurance companies directory. Okay, so there will be kind of two-way trust happening. Okay, so there will be something like a mapping existing. Okay, so instead of just being existing in only one particular directory, there will be the users will be existing on directories of both the companies. Okay, and then some attribute, like say like example, like email or any other attribute, like there will be some mapping done for those for that particular users attribute, like, so then it will be a kind of map federation. Okay, so that's the quick overall background, overall explanation about this identity federation, and so on, guys. Okay, okay. So let me stop here, and then probably we'll talk about those live examples. See how to configure those live things in the next video. Thank you.